You are my sunshine, my only sunshine. You make me happy when skies are gray. You'll never know a deep.
Yo, what's going on, everybody? It's Unravel. You're back with another video, and in today's video, unfortunately, it really isn't a gameplay one, although I will be adding some gameplay in the background so y'all don't get bored. But, this game is over. Like, TLDR, this game is over. I just hate this game now. Many of us in the scene would probably switch to Bloodstrike at this point, and you'll know what I'm talking about when I start explaining everything. And so without further ado, let's just get into the video. So unless you've been living under a rock, you've probably seen the state of this game. Now, first off, optimization. We've recently gotten about 2 to 3 optimization updates, mainly for Androids, but the thing is, it's probably the bare minimum of optimization because many devices, and I'm not just saying this off a whim, absolutely many devices, hundreds, thousands of them, bro, they are still struggling, and there's a lot of high-end devices which are still struggling to get even 60 FPS. Like, if you're on a high-end phone, let's say even a Red Magic, the battery drainage, number one, battery drainage is absolutely insane. Number two, your frames will not go past 45 FPS, okay? If it's an iPhone 13, okay, the game, what they've said, like the developers themselves, the official account, if you run something like an iPhone 13 or like even a high-end, they're telling you to cap the FPS to 30. Who does that? No game would tell their players to play on 30 FPS because that is absolutely a trashy experience. Nobody wants to play on 30 FPS, and unfortunately people have to because the game is otherwise unplayable. Now, Knife's iOS is a good dude, a good streamer, pretty big in the scene. He recently got his iPhone 14 pretty much fried. Now, although he did say with justification that he was streaming for like 8 hours with, you know, his capture card and all connected in, plugged in while playing, you know, high graphics and all. And I'm pretty sure he said it wasn't with a cooler, I'm not sure, but still, if I'm playing a game and it's to the point where the game will fry my components, I think it's not the phone, it's most probably the game. Like, let's be honest here. Now on to my next point. We've recently seen, like just recently, a Duck Duck Goose tournament. It was a Warzone mobile tournament, well, marketed as a Warzone mobile tournament, and with a prize pool of $50,000. Now, we all know 50k is probably just, well, not probably, absolutely life-changing for so many people. Like, if Void had 50k, he'd probably get out of the, you know, pyramids. That's how life-changing it is. But aside from jokes, they, for some reason, made it so that day 1 was going to be console and PC, and day 2 was going to be mobile. The issue I have with this is or was a mobile event. Fine. It's not anymore, it's a joint event, but you have so many mobile streamers who don't own PCs. How were they going to participate, you know? The only people they've gotten are people with obviously OBS, they have PC, they have laptop maybe, they have consoles to play. Many mobile streamers are pretty much just ransacked of their cash because, well, they're playing on a budget. The reason mobile gaming honestly started for me was because, or well, the idea of mobile gaming itself is just budget gaming. Budget on-the-go gaming. And this game defies that. Now, the tournament goes on, and unfortunately it gets sabotaged because the code was leaked to the room about I don't know how many times. I'm pretty sure they stopped at like game 2 or game 3 at day 1. I didn't watch game day 2 properly. The code, well, I don't think there was any leakage of the code that day, but the room crashed about 4 times in a row. 4 times in a row. That is absolutely phenomenal. 4 times in a row, they had to rejoin, and they had to just create the room again, rejoin all the players in, and just start up. Some players, even while they were sitting in the room, their game crashed. That's how bad it is. Some players' phones were heating absolutely to the max. I think it's just absolutely dumb. One of the other issues I have is that there's a bunch of streamers here who, I'm not gonna say, okay, not deserving, but still, there's a bunch of people who are more deserving than the streamers they bought. I'm gonna talk about Blur in this case. Blur is a COD pro, okay, fine. He is not a streamer though. He has below 3k subscribers, but although I know some people who have 3k subscribers like Exile and all, and they post good content. They post like weekly and all, they stream daily. Yeah. Why is that Activision brought in someone who doesn't stream, who doesn't make content, who has no online social presence in the scene? Why was he brought on to such a big event? Well, not even a big event, because guess what? The viewers dropped from 200 in the start at day 1, 200 viewers when the live stream started, to about 27 viewers minimum. Okay, day 2 it was like 40 minimum. Okay, fine, a little bit more, but that's not the point. 40 viewers is still very low. And when you compare it to the Twitch stream, which was on the official Warzone account, obviously it'll get more, but it was 2,000 or 2,500 at the start. The stream drops to 1.4k, 1.3k, 1.2k at minimum, because the event was just so boring. Game kept crashing, so many issues. Obviously nobody wants to see a just blatant trashy gameplay. They could have divided the cash, the 50k, into like 10k tournaments. For a mobile scene, $5,000-$10,000 tournaments, it's absolutely a big thing, man. Now, on to my next few final points. I'm gonna be completely honest with you, I have no idea what direction Activision is trying to go in. This game is chopped, everyone knows it, everyone in the scene knows it. The players who've been grinding this game to play it competitively, when they realize that this game is like not gonna be going in a competitive direction, it's gonna be supporting its creators more. Even if they're supporting creators, they need to at least support the actual creators. The reason I called out Blur, and even though I worded my tweet absolutely wrong, I don't know what happened that night. I just fucked up on my English. I apologize for that, no doubt. But the thing is, Blur is a COD pro player, but that does not mean he is a streamer. That does not mean he's a content creator. He literally said he barely streams. He proved it to me himself. He barely streams. Does that mean he should be invited to an event like this, playing for 50k? Obviously 50k, a large amount. If he got the opportunity, yeah, he'd obviously go for it. But why is Activision inviting someone like him? He's not a streamer. His last stream before this event was 4 months ago. And before that, probably like 6 months ago, 8 months ago. You can't invite someone who doesn't even stream and call it a content creator event. Now, I have nothing against him. I know the accusations placed on him. I know he's been exposed for what and whatnot. I don't want to talk about that in here, but regardless, I don't know what kind of fetishes he has. I'm gonna put it to himself. But if they truly want to help the game, please invite actual small creators. And on to the truly last point here. Please, please, please give us graphic customization. What is graphic customization? Well, we get to choose, obviously, how the game looks. We don't just... Our game doesn't get defined onto some graphic settings, which the game obviously gives us right now, like high, medium, low, and peak. Because the only thing changing in that is the resolution and maybe the textures. We need more than that. We need the textures too to be able to be changed. We need the shadows to be, removed, the real-time shadows to be removed, maybe make it still shadows. Have it so that we can control the resolution of our game ourselves. We need to be able to have a greater FOV setting than 90. We need a lot more customization, and it just doesn't fit right now. We need, first of all, to even get rid of ray tracing. Ray tracing is not for mobile devices. It is just too high. If you don't know what ray tracing is, it's basically like shaders on Minecraft. And that's because, well, it just fries your game because it takes a lot of your GPU to be able to use that. So that was at the end of the video. Hope you guys enjoyed, and make sure to like, subscribe. But before we end, here's a clip of Rebalo in a velocity edit. Peace.
Hitting the lab soon. Back on the grind, and I'll achieve greatness this year. Champs will fall in my hands as God commands it to be. No room for errors and no slacking. Only onward and forward towards success. Only one goal, and it's to win it all. This year will be different.